So I've gotten back into League of Legends and have tried some characters, many of which I was still trying to figure out, and part of that was finding out what runes I could use on them. Quick rundown for those who don't know, these are passive skills you can choose before the game. There's 5 types, you can pick a main and a secondary path. The main path gives you 1 big skill and choose 3 medium ones, and the secondary allows you to pick 2 of the medium skills. Oh, and there's 3 generic small skills you can pick regardless of any other choice. So while shuffling runes around trying to see what works and what doesn't, I thought of trying a small challenge for myself to make things more fun. I love finding new and weird strats, and what better way than to let luck decide the runes I use. For every decision in the rune page, I'd spin a wheel and I would have to go with whatever the result is. And in this video I want to show a couple of games I had. Let's jump right into the first game. I went with my favorite character, Garen. Having a lot of experience with him would help test the runes themselves. Spun the wheels and landed on Inspiration. For the keystone I got Unsealed Spellbook, already a rune I love on concept alone. For the normal runes I got Hextech Flashtraption, Triple Tonic and Cosmic Insight. On the second path I got Resolve with Revitalize and Font of Life. For the shards I got Damage, Damage and Tenacity. So I had a lot of versatility, some boosts, improved healing and shields, potential for more healing, a lot of strength and resistance to crowd controls. Very interesting, very fun. So we got into the match and it was straight up weird. Lux, the support, decided to go with me on top, and the way she played made me feel like she was sorta new at the game. But she still managed to pull through the lane very well. I did use Flash to seek some kills, and that led me to find out how freaking useful Hextech Flashtraption is with its low cooldown. Other than me not fearing using my summoner spells, the rest of the game was fairly standard until the opposing team surrendered. It was neat, and the best part for me was learning about the benefits of Hextech Flashtraption. Moving on to the next game, I decided to go with my second main, Victor. Here's where playing Victor for years pays off, because I got Little Tempo as my keystone. Virtually useless since Victor barely uses his basic attacks and relies on good use of his skills to get anything done. For the rest I got Presence of Mind, actually a fave of mine on Victor, Legend Bloodline and Cut Down. So pretty good on the other precision runes. Second path is Resolve again. Now I got Demolish and Bone Plating. The latter actually being pretty useful. For shards I got the same as Garen, 2 damages and tenacity, all good there. So begins my second match. I got set off against a Yasuo and the enemy team had a Victor as well. It was a tough match and I do think it was mainly due to my lack of a keystone rune. The enemy had some very good pushes and I had a few blunders. But in the end, with a few good team fights, we managed to push hard enough that they surrendered. Little Tempo barely came into play in the whole match, and it did more towards the end, but even then it doesn't matter because Victor gets no benefit from poking enemies. I mean, it could, but you'd have to survive being in their face without interruption, which is proof that, for my playstyle on Victor, it is not a rune I should be using. So now, thanks to this challenge, I can at least say from experience that I know that rune doesn't work.
Wasn't that obvious though, Crazer?
Not really. I've said the same about some runes, but eventually I came around to loving them, but all it takes is some testing to be sure. Next game, Ezreal. He actually got Lethal Tempo too, but since he's already a Poké Machine, it seems useful. Under it I got Triumph, Legend Haste, and Coup de Grace. Secondary path is Domination, Sudden Impact and Relentless Hunter. Shards of attack speed, health per level, and flat health. This seems like a more standard Ezreal build for a bot lane. Sustained damage, reward for kills, pretty strong on the offensive, and some health to back it up. This match was actually pretty tough. I had a team as my support and went against a Varus and a Sylas. Those two were relentless and pushed super hard. Add to that some weird shuffling of players going in and out of lanes. I spent some time alone defending against those two, but managed to hold my own for long enough. I stuck to my lane as I tend to do, and the enemy team tried to group up and push mid lane together, but my teammates thwarted those attempts and left me with a cleaner lane to push, and then they surrendered. It was so fast! I was actually surprised. I guess they really just got beat that bad on the other lanes. I wasn't paying attention. Anyway, the runes were fine, but didn't shine. I won't blame it on the runes themselves, as I did struggle to get some proper training and some proper items built up, but Little Tempo did activate faster than it did with the Victor game, proving itself better on Ezreal. Some stuff like Sudden Impact I could try again in the future, or actually this entire rune page to see how far it actually goes in a game where I don't get a surrender so quickly, and or do better on my own side. But I think these matches get my point across, right? This is a fun testing ground to try stuff out of the box, to take whatever comes to me and salvage any value I can find. No biases, no thoughts, just trial and error to try to stumble upon genius. And that's really it. I definitely invite you guys to try this out for yourselves and see what weird nonsense you can find. Try it out on different games as well. I am scripting a new video about how I make my own rune pages, and that's more on the deliberate strategy making. It should be the order side of the coin since this video showed the chaos approach to runes. And I hope I can do a good job on showing how I do stuff like Jungle Gangplank, Support Mordekaiser, Ezreal top, and Taric top, but more info on that video. Thank you very much for watching. Big thanks to the supporter of the channel on Coffee. Sy-step, I will not tire of thanking you. Please consider supporting me there if you like what I do. I do have rewards. Got some more videos here if you wanna watch, like the one where I theorize on how rupees work in Zelda, or my story on why I'm grinding to max level at the beginning of The Legend of Dragoon. But that's gonna be me for now. Thanks again for watching, hope to see you next time. Take care!